I've given away every single one of these prizes over my 15 years of youth ministry during youth ministry and student ministry game time. And I'm going to share with you 7 of my favorite and foolproof ideas. And then to round out the claim that the video, which says 25 youth group game ideas, I am going to fill a bookshelf, which is, full disclosure, 100% my friend Josh Boldman over at DYM, his idea. We're going to actually start doing this in our student ministry this fall. You get an opportunity to use the wheel. Let me share how that works. All of this on this week's episode of the Hybrid Ministry Show. And the first game idea that is foolproof is whichever team, whichever group, whichever table, we sit around tables in our context, whichever one of those wins, give them pizza. The pro. It is always clutch, right? Nobody is ever sad about winning pizza for the group of people that just won. The con of pizza for the group is that it's expensive. And so over time, if you give away pizza every single week to every single game winner, it's not always the most sustainable strategy for your budget. And so while it's an amazing thing to win, nobody as youth pastors maybe have the margin in their budget to give away pizza every single week. But as a one-off for an elevated game, for something kind of fun, different, pizza is always clutch. People who win are always pumped for it. Number 2, foolproof idea that you can give away is a signed photo of one of your staff members or yourself as the youth pastor. The pro, it's free. It costs you nothing besides ink, which if you work at a church, you know printing things off a printer is basically the one perk of getting to work as a youth pastor with in-office type perks. And so use that church ink, print it off, and then sign it and give it away. That's the pro. It's completely free. The con, well, I literally had a student one time say, I wish I would have won pizza like they did last week instead of this picture that you just gave me. So you do definitely run that risk. Hey, don't go anywhere. This is actually the type of stuff that I talk about over on my bonus podcast that drops every single Monday, every single week on my Patreon. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make programming more fun and more creative. I'm trying to break it every single week in a way that's different, that we don't run the exact same service order time after time. And sometimes you just need someone else giving you ideas that you can hear, listen, and then filter through into your own context. And so for only $4 a month, literally less than the cost of this cup of coffee, you can become a member of my Hybrid Hero Patreon tier, which also gives you access to my 3 months done for you seasonal social media pack, which will help you show up on social media, because 95% of our teenagers 13 through 17 years of age are on social media. And so you get the opportunity to show up where 1 in 3 of those teenagers say that they're on social media constantly to make an impact and make a difference in their lives. So head on over, link in the description to my Patreon. Check it out today. Let's get back to the episode. The third foolproof idea is a game winner card. So think like credit card, like plastic, credit card material. You print those out, and so you pay for that through like a printing agency. And actually, I have designed 5 different designs, and then I've put a back, so they're either like completely white or I've put them on a background. And so link down below, I have an entire guide to this episode, and included in that guide for free is a download with these 10 different card options and ideas. Grab them, print them, and then here's what we did. Anytime someone won, they got one of these cards. And then we created a little currency. And so we said, if you have 5 of these, you get a free item at your cafe. Now, if you don't have a cafe, you might have to figure out what the exchange rate is for something like that. But they were a great motivator, right? Like, they could hang on to those cards, they could collect them, they could save them. So the pro is it's like a one-time cost, right? But the other pro is that if you do use them as like a cafe redemption token sort of thing, is that they're completely recyclable. Like, you'll get them back. And so once you get them back in the cafe, then you turn around and you give them to your next game winner, you know? And then there's also like a hidden cost moment. So like you pay for them once, and then out of the cafe proceeds is where the true like money exchange happens, but you don't feel it quite as much if you're giving it away as a member of your cafe. The con, of course, is if you spam this and you only ever do this, it can grow a little bit old. So like it might be something to keep in your back pocket as a go-to when you don't have an idea, but then still weave in some of these other maybe more big ticket items like pizza for the entire group, or this fourth idea, which is the best seats in the house. The pro of this is it's incredibly easy and also pretty cheap. What you do is if you have normal rows, you create a couch and a VIP type section in your ministry, and you make more comfortable seats. And so the winning person gets to bring their friends, or the winning group gets to all go sit in best seats in the house. And if you have a way to like get a mini fridge or stock it with some snacks, or even give them pizza in that best seats in the house, it's a really great way to make those people feel like VIPs for winning the night. The only con really is that it just requires like a weekly setup. And so we don't do this every week, but we do reserve it every once in a while, occasionally, for winners. And so that way, if you have those like cards, for example, you give those 3 weeks out of the month, and then the fourth week out of the month, you do like, let's say like a best seat in the house or something like that. The fifth option I have is give some sort of like money currency. Okay. The pro is similar to the card thing. It's easy and it's cheap. For us, we use a thing called a platypus buck. Reason being, that was the mascot voted on by our students over 3 years ago when I started here at this church. And so we put it on a dollar bill, and it's funny. I actually went to Canva to try and find a dollar template, and they won't even let you do it. It's probably some like federal regulations. So I created a template. It looks like this. You can go get it over on my guide along with those cards as well. And then you can put whatever you want here in the middle. For us, our mascot is a platypus. Maybe you have like a different mascot. Use whatever mascot you have. Maybe you want to put yourself in there. Go ahead, put yourself, and you could make it kind of like an office reference, like a shroot buck. And once again, you can figure out the currency. In our current context, a platypus buck equals 1 free item from the cafe. So it's a worse exchange rate than those cards. But again, it's just another way, another idea. The con, similar to the card game, it can grow tired. However, I will say, students are motivated because they can win those, and then they can redeem them instantly at the cafe that exact night or that exact time when they win the platypus buck. The sixth idea is you can give away leftover merch or leftover swag that you have, maybe from a camp, maybe from a retreat. The pro is it's probably the most real prize. If someone wins a genuine good t-shirt, like that's the best real prize that we've given away so far on this episode. The con is, again, it might become a little bit expensive over time, and so you do have to make sure that you can kind of manage the budget. And then the seventh foolproof idea that has never failed me is a crisp high five, or the satisfaction of winning. Once again, the pro, it's free. It's actually so cheap. It doesn't cost your budget any money. The con is that students might, over time, if they know that that's all they're going to win, might lose their drive to compete. Now, for those of you who are like incredible like payers of attention, you'll know that this episode said 25 prize ideas. And so what I want to do is I want to let you know that this idea came to me from my friend Josh Boldman, who got a cube storage sort of thing. And so I am thinking maybe next fall to grab this one that you'll see linked here on screen. Also, the link is available in my guide to this episode where you can get all these different freebies. And he said that what they did was they filled this 18 cube, maybe he had less, but we're going to try 18 cubes. And so over the course of like a semester or whatever, there's a different number of prize. So the winner gets one of the items from this cube box. And he said they just got like shoes or whatever. They numbered it, they labeled it. So the kid wins, and then either they get to pick numbers, say 1 through 18, or they get to spin the wheel, and then whatever the wheel lands on, they win. You can either let it deplete over time so that by the end you only have one box left, or you can replace it every single week. And so he said there were times where he'd forget and he'd throw something random that he found in the church to give away. And so it's a great way to add some mystique and some mystery, but also not blow your budget. Now, what I want to do is I want to react to this here in live time, because I'm going to say here in ChatGPT, you can see the prompt if you're watching here on screen. Help me come up with 18 hidden shoebox game prize ideas that cost less than $5. Either it's laying around the church already, or it's a cheap prize to put in a shoebox that goes in these 18 cube storage box shelves. Like, for example, here's a pro tip, and this might be your 26th idea. Boldman said sometimes he would put a can of beans in there. So let's see what ChatGPT says. And then I'm going to literally, these are spitting out right here in live time. I didn't rehearse this. I've never put this in ChatGPT before. You're just going to have to trust me. But here we go. They said in the actually worth it, Anchor wins, give a $5 Chick-fil-A gift card. Of course, who doesn't doesn't love Chick-fil-A, Christian chicken? You can give full-size candy bar bundles. So I said make it less than $5 so that this costs you less than $5. So these are your $5 actually worth it. $5 Chick-fil-A gift card, full-size candy bar, a cold soda plus candy combo. That's a great idea. Takis, hot Cheeto bags. Our kids go crazy for this stuff. Energy drink, if that's appropriate for your group. ChatGPT says it's appropriate for ours. We sell Celsius in our cafe. Or a mini snack pack box. Now, keep in mind, of the 7 options I already said, they could win a platypus book. They could win a game card. They could win a piece of paper that says best seats in the house. So you can recycle some of the 7 ideas that we have in these shoebox ideas. Also, here's some funny, right? Here's some trolls according to AI. 1 single mint, 1 ramen packet, a banana, bonus if slightly brown. Now imagine we created these for 18 weeks of game winners, and we put a banana in at the beginning, and it was the last one taken 18 weeks later, months into the semester. That would be disgusting and hilarious all at the same time. A single slice of bread in a bag, a rock labeled pet rock, or a church flyer or old bulletin that's laying around as the prize. Once again, this is where it comes in clutch. Sometimes they can be troll gifts. Sometimes they can be actually good ones like Chick-fil-A gift cards. We got mystery drink, so random soda flavor, weird dollar store toy, off-brand candy that no one recognizes, or a coupon that says trade this for a better prize. That's pretty funny. And then last, 17 and 18, skip the next game so they automatically win the next round, or 18, they get to control the room for the next 60 seconds. They get to sing a song or make a rule. That's actually pretty funny. So these are 18 AI ideas, and what you could do is you could put them in, right? Print them off or go buy them or go obtain them somehow one time at the beginning of a semester or a certain session of time, and then put them in this 18 box thing, or go 9 box, or whatever you want to do. So once again, like I said, this entire list is going to be included down in the link on Patreon. There will be a link to the 18 bookshelf. There will be a link to the 9 bookshelf, or recycle one that you have at home or laying around the office that you don't need anymore. Wrap these up, put numbers on them, and either choose for the student to pick them and replace it every week, or let them spin a wheel and let the wheel decide which item they get. But these are 25 amazing, foolproof youth ministry game winner ideas that don't break the bank and are actually good and actually fun. I hope you guys found this episode helpful. If you did, what would be amazing is actually if you go check out the guide over on my Patreon. That really helps more than you can imagine. Or if you don't want to leave YouTube, click the like and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss the next video and the next episode, which is episode 200. It's going to be amazing. But until next time, my friends, and as always, don't forget, stay hybrid.